This is an interesting little theory. Could Flynn be Q? Now, I don't normally get into all this kind of stuff, but let's take a look a little further into this. Now, first things first, I want to give a shout out to Serial Brain 2 for the article. I know there's quite a few people that like to read them. I've been reading them for months. I just have never made videos. And lately, a few of them I've been wanting to make videos. Now, he is on Vote. If you look on the screen right now, they are on Vote now. So here's the link over to that website with all the articles. Now, today we are solving the Q2172 through Q2176 riddle. You are now familiar with the method. We start with a synthetic look at the riddle by gathering all the relevant components in a single image with first degree connections. As you can see, Q puts us right in the middle of the FISA declassification process by linking in Q2172 to a CNN article. Now, this article is about FEMA testing the emergency alert system. Q is hinting their chances this week may become rocky and that the security measures are being implemented to avoid any overflow. Then, in the Q2175, he links to the National Review article where it is hinted this week may be the week when Trump will declassify and publicize key FISA-gate documents, in particular, the redacted portions of the Carter Page surveillance warrant applications. Icing on the cake, Q2176 reveals that to declassify, Trump would be using Sec 1.7 of the Obama's Executive Order 13526, where 4 case scenarios are clearly listed to describe classification, prohibitions, and limitations. Wow. Popcorn. Get your popcorn, get it buttered. Let's take a closer look at Q2172. What is this September 17, week of, in the brackets? Question mark, huh? Do you remember Rachel Brand?
Into the newsroom, and the third-ranking official at the Justice Department is resigning. According to the New York Times, Rachel Brand, on the right there, an associate attorney general, had been working on the reauthorization of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, the FISA Act. And remember, that is the act that's under heavy criticism because of how it was used in the Russia investigation. Rachel Brand was appointed by President Trump. The New York Times reporting that she is leaving the Justice Department to take a job in the private sector.
She resigned on February 20th, 2018 from her associate attorney general position, number 3 position in the DOJ, by the way, to take a job as head of global corporate governance at Walmart. In Q Post 1433, Q reminded us the rules under which she was to be replaced and that the acting AAG had a 210-day lifespan in the job. In that same drop, he then asked the question, when does the clock run out? Well, if you add 210 days to February 20th, 2018, you get Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. Now that was just last week. The week of in the brackets is the week when the acting AAG cannot be acting anymore and the position becomes vacant. Now look at these drops. Now this is 1433 still. Once the extremely guarded and highly classified information is finally revealed to the House investigators, DNI, public, etc., Rod Rosenstein must recuse or forcefully be terminated. Rod Rosenstein problems. Rod Rosenstein in the kill brackets. What was Rod Rosenstein's Senate confirmation vote? And as you can see on the screen I put up, it was 94-6. for the Senate. Ray reports to Rod Rosenstein important fact. Q 1470. When the info is released, Rod Rosenstein, in the brackets, no more. When the info is released, no more Russia investigation. Right underneath. Do you see it? When the declassification occurs and that Rod Rosenstein's implication in FISA is public, Rod Rosenstein occupying DOJ number 2 position is gone. But the DOJ number 3 position will also be vacant, and it'll become vacant because of the 200-day rule. So, Almighty Sessions, descending from the heavens, sitting on a throne with a golden hammer, direct link with Ray, direct oversight of Mueller if unrecused, controlled link with Mueller through the number 3 refill. Game over. The game is over when the public knows. Q 1602. The game is over when the public knows. When this happens, the left will go crazy. I can't wait to see how Mockingbird MSN is going to deal with this. Now you understand why FEMA tests the emergency alert system and why Q posted this image. Now let's take a closer look at the contortionist's executive order. It's EO 13526. Add these numbers. What do you get? Yes, 17. That's Q. Coincidence? How about section 1.7? Coincidence? How about 1.7 being at page 302? Do you remember the inversion? Skull and Bones 32 versus Trump /Q 23? Coincidence? Don't you find it ironic Trump is going to use an executive order signed by Obama to destroy all his deep state network, and that it has Q written all over it? Q post 1085. Have faith. Trust the plan. Q. But there's more. Let's analyze a picture in Q 2173. It's a 11 by 43 by 720 pixel. Let's add these two numbers, we get 1863. Now expand your thinking. How can you read this number with time in the back of your head? Yes, 1863, which is either 1903 or 1803, depending on if you have an analytic reading, adding the minutes to get hours, or a photographic reading, just looking at the position of the watch hands. Either way, what do you notice? Whatever number you pick, it'll be Q2175's timestamp on 8chan or on the Qanon pub. Pretty cool, right? We can therefore deduce that this Q2173 picture is related to the FISA panic in DC, described in 2175. Now let's look at the picture file name. It's DNKGYXYU8AAG5LN. First, the gematria of this whole string is 177. Repetition rule. It's 17 equals Q. Coincidence? Keep this somewhere in the back of your head. We'll get back to it. Do you see the AAG between the 8 and the 5? That's Q hinting we should separate the string and extract AAG as one block. You see the DNK, GW, XY, U8, and then AAG, 5LN. So you're going to take the DNK, GW, XY, U8, separate, have AAG, and then separate 5LN. We get 3 blocks. First block equals DNK, GW, XY, U8 equals 137. Same gematria as authority. Third block equals 5LN. Same gematria as safe. The file name becomes AAG authority safe. This AAG was the lead Q gave us as a hint based on the context, like a street sign showing the direction. It can therefore be dropped, and since we know the picture is related to FISA, we deduce that Q coded that FISA declassification process will restore complete authority in the DOJ and put it in safe hands, which is a confirmation of this January 21st, 2018 drop. Q 570. Hashtag memo reinstates sessions. Authority regarding Russia / all. You want more? Sure. You can also read the file name as the algorithm of 2 string types, letters and numbers. If you separate the string types and put the letters in one block and the numbers in another, the file name becomes DNKGWXY UAAGLN 85. Why did I do this? Because I saw the witch. Yes, you have to memorize a few numeric names from the movie casting. Hillary equals 85. Since DNKGYWXYUAAGLN equals 164, the file name becomes 164 space 85. Gematria of now the end begins. Yes, 164. The final message Q coded was that once the FISA declassification process is initiated, it'll be the beginning of the end for the witch. Now, this Q2174 is key. It's a tweet showing Flynn at the Eagle Council. Why is Q inserting this tweet between the image? I have just decoded and the Q2175 FISA panic and DC drop. If he is going to give a link to Flynn's speech at the event in Q2178, redundancy? No. You and I know that never happens on Q-board. The reason is because Q is hinting Flynn is in the middle of all of this. He is involved in all of the declassification, the AAG, the FEMA process. I will tell you how. Let's analyze Q2178. I have just decoded and the Q2175 FISA panic and DC drop. If he is going to give a link to Flynn's speech at the event in Q2178, redundancy? No. You and I know that never happens on Q-board. The reason is because Q is hinting Flynn is in the middle of all of this. He is involved in all of the declassification, the AAG, the FEMA process. I will tell you how. Let's analyze Q2178. Look at the video minute mark Q picked. 212. 212. Does this ring a bell? Do you remember Q2095 and its picture? I decoded the message hidden in its file name in my post. So you want to know why Trump tweeted treason? I will tell you. Quick reminder, the file name of the picture in Q2095 is DWUTTXKVWAARASD. The ordinal Gematria is DWUTTXKVWAARASD. XKVWAARASD equals 212. It was established that this is a value of, do you doubt me now? And also, do you know who I am? And also, there are no coincidences. Do you see it? Let's go back to Q2173. Picture I told you to keep somewhere in the back of your head. That overall gematria of the file name was DNKGWXYUA8AAG5LN equals 177. Same gematria as do you remember me? Let's recap. A Twitter picture of Flynn is inserted between Q2173 and Q2175, which are both about FISA declassification, the DOJ cleaning, and the required security measures in case of national disruption. A link is provided to a video with coded messages. Do you doubt me now? Do you know who I am? Do you remember me? There are no coincidences. Now I have two questions for you. Gematria for Q, 17. Gematria for Flynn, 71. Think mirror. Do you understand mirrors and why disinformation is necessary? Q post 1685. Now do you understand why mirrors and disinformation are necessary? Think logical thinking. 17Q mirrored as 71 Flynn. Do your own research, connect all your own dots. I'm Michael, this is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. WWG1, WGA.